this Wall Street Journal article, if you're watching on video, this was just last week in the Wall Street Journal. It says home buyers start to come off the sidelines, even as rates and prices stay stuck. A new baby, a new job, and other big events spur some to quit waiting. Quote, you can't pause your life for what rates are going to do, unquote. And that is so true. I have said this so many times. I have shared it on this show for many, many years. And this is where all of the economists and all of the doomers and all of the numbers geeks always get it wrong. What do they get wrong? Well, if you're just looking at the data and you're just looking at the numbers, that will give you one conclusion, but it doesn't give you the data that people capitulate. I've said this for a very long time. People just learn to accept less. They adjust their expectations to the realities of the market. Now, this doesn't happen instantly. It takes some time. People have to work through this mental process, and they have to come to grips with the current state of the market. Of course, several years ago, when we saw rates go up, where prices were already very high, everybody said, no, I can't buy anything. It's too expensive, and I'm just not going to do anything. So demand was destroyed. And all of the home sellers, this is one of the reasons the experts got it wrong, all of the home sellers, well, not home sellers, correction, homeowners, they were the ones controlling the inventory. And they said, our deal is so good, we're not selling. And the buyer said, we're not buying. So buying volume went down by almost 30%. It depends where you look. It's varied in many markets, but let's call it 30%, 25%, right? And so sales volume went way down, but the prices kept going up. And people eventually, after some time, started to adjust their expectations. And they just took what they could get. And how many people did that? Well, 4 million people a year did that. About 12 million people total. I mean, there's 140 million homes in the country. There's 340 million people in the country. And 12 million of these people said, we're buying anyway. We can't get what we used to get. We've come to grips. We've come to terms with the market. We are going to be realistic about what we can do and what we can't do. Nobody in the past, 20 years could get the home that their parents got in 1960, right? Everybody along the way in all those decades adjusted their thinking. They capitulated and they took what the market would provide for them based on what they could afford, based on their budget. And that's the way it is. People capitulate. They just eventually come to grips with reality and they make decisions and they move on. Hey, it's not what we want, but it's good enough. We're having a kid. We're downsizing, we're upsizing, we've got life events, we've got to move for a new job, whatever it is, they come to terms, they come to grips with reality. And that's the way it is.